This is something that we want to share with you. The solutions to getting out of fear. Almost all the time, the solutions to get out of fear is recognizing what they are. The reasons for them often dismiss them. It's almost like finding something that you didn't understand, and finally the light is turned on when you say, "Oh, is that all it is? I thought there was more to be afraid of." That is a dismissal then of that particular fear. Once you shine light on what it is you're afraid of, then it's far easier to make up your mind whether to continue to be afraid. Mark this moment, because there are those who say you shouldn't be afraid, and they'll tell you why. It doesn't do any good. It just doesn't, and you know it doesn't. If you're sitting there and you're apprehensive about something and someone comes to you and say, "Don't be afraid. Look, I'm not afraid," that doesn't help. The truth is this: you must cognize it for yourself. Why it's there? Is it something you should be afraid of? Or, as they say, is it a paper tiger? Is it something that, "Oh, I understand"? So it's you seeing what's there with your mind, with your perception, that starts to dismiss these things. The third set of fears we're going to call the ones you create in real time. Now, when I say you create them, you don't instigate them. You cognize things as fearful, and you write your own program. So these would be fears that are written not in the past, not from the survival, not from anything but your life after you get here. What would they be? They would represent most of the fears you have. The society you live in is one society that has parameters and rules, and you may fear that you're not going to make it in that society based upon what people tell you. Many of these kinds of fears, these real-time fears, that is, the ones that you put on yourself while you're here, are self-imposed. You decide that it's a fearful thing. Let me review with you something. How do you find out what's happening around you? What is the method you have to find out what is going on in your city, in your neighborhood, in your country? And the answer is the news. This is fear number one that you place upon yourself. You watch the news. You listen to the news. You read the news. You are aware, are you not? In this culture, in this day and age, at this moment, the news is entertainment. And they must present something to you that you will watch, because the commercials that they show between the watching pays their salaries. Therefore, they will put the things that are most attractive to humans, which is the things that are dark. There may be a dark thing that happens on the planet. There always are those things, but they will not then give you any of the good parts. And there are always good parts. What's happening regarding a situation? The virus is a good example. We've said this before. It is not controversial because many are starting to see it and tune out of the news, not watching it anymore. They're showing you the infection rate, the death rate, and seldom, if ever, do they talk about the heroes, the recovered rate. And so they paint a picture that frightens you. And they go on to the next thing, and it frightens you. And if they've done their job well, they'll frighten you a lot. So you'll come back and watch some other frightening things. What's the solution to that? That is something that is self-made. You choose to tune in, knowing these things, and they go into your psyche, and they stay there. We've told you before there's no delete key. We've told those who want to be released from this but also want to know what's happening to be selective in your news, how you get it. Whether you would get it perhaps in places you trust and read it instead of having it presented as an entertainment program visually. And that helps a lot of people. There are those who simply have stopped watching it or will have a news day once a week. They'll catch up in their own way of what they should know, and it has caused so much more peace.